When it comes to the Epping protests against the illegal immigrant hotel there, it's been confirmed that the police are officially part of the problem. Hey up everyone and welcome to Political Nerds. I'm Steph the Alter Nerd, your nerdy political guide from Washington DC to Westminster and beyond. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the controversy surrounding the police literally transporting left-wing protesters to go up against fathers, mothers, children who are concerned about the illegal immigrant hotels in their country. Now, of course, before I jump into it, do your own research, come to your own conclusions. And as a disclaimer, I'm not inciting hatred to anyone or particular group, religion, etc. So let's jump into it first and foremost with this from Nick Timothy MP on X, saying this story confirms what witnesses said. The police bust left-wing campaigners, some apparently masked, to the Bell Hotel, thus facilitating a confrontation with locals angry about an alleged sex attack on a child by a migrant. We need answers. Damn right we need answers. And here's the article that Nick Timothy MP shared. This is from The Telegraph. Police take pro-migrant protesters to the asylum hotel. There you go. They were literally caught red-handed, escorting left-wing protesters to counter-protest against women, men, fathers, mothers, children that have legitimate concerns over the illegal immigrant hotels that's in their community. It's absolutely shocking seeing these clips of the police, essentially, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, going against the people. Doesn't end well, that, really, in the grand scheme of things, as far as I'm concerned. History has taught us that. Now, the police, after all the clips that are out there, were backed into a corner. They had no choice but to admit to it, right? They were caught red-handed. And so they've admitted escorting pro-migrant protesters to an asylum hotel at the centre of the Epping demonstrations. Essex police initially denied that they did this, but yeah, again, they've been caught red-handed with all the clips because they've now had to backtrack and now admit to essentially the reality of it all, right? Our eyes are not deceiving us when I can get my teeth back in. Now, Assistant Chief Constable Stuart Hooper says, quote, "We have a reasonable duty to protect people who want to exercise their rights. In terms of bringing people to the hotel, the police have a duty to facilitate free assembly. We would only ever take people away from protest if we felt there was an immediate threat to people or property, to free up police resources, to protect others, or to prevent additional violence. In Epping, officers took all three of those into account before making their decisions." Now, we hear stories pretty much every day, right? That the police are overstretched, they're overworked, there's not enough of them, this, that, and the other, right? Yet, somehow, right, they were able to scramble the resources together last minute to escort left-wing protesters to protest against the women, the men, the fathers, the mothers, the children that are voicing their legitimate concerns against the illegal immigrant hotels. Now, I'm just asking for a friend here, right? But who ordered the police in that area to escort the left-wing protesters to go up against those fathers, mothers, and children? Who did that? Now, this is a question that when I'm looking at the mainstream media and I'm looking on social media, this is a question that's not being asked enough. Who ordered the police force to do that? That is, as far as I'm concerned, the question that we've got to get to the bottom of here. Now, I'm just asking for a friend again, but did Keir Starmer give the police in the area a little bit of a call? I mean, what do you guys think? Now, As Suella Braverman is saying right here, this is two-tier policing at its finest. People are right to be angry about the migration crisis. But when the police are a part of the problem, it's no wonder we've lost confidence. And yeah, the police are a part of the problem now. Because here you've got Orla Minihan, a leader of the anti-migrant protest and a Reform UK Council candidate, saying that the locals, many of whom said they were there because they wanted women and girls to be safe going out alone, felt that the police were almost forcing a confrontation between the two groups. And Nigel Farage has turned around and says, I didn't want to believe this had happened. And then I saw the video. It's an absolute disgrace. And the police's priorities need urgently looking at. And Rupert Lowe is now demanding answers himself. Here, saying, I've written to the Home Secretary asking for answers following the disgraceful events in Epping, particularly surrounding pro-migrant protesters who the police seem to actively escort/promote. And ultimately, really, at this point, heads have to roll on this one. Because here, Lee Harris at Addicted to News says there's absolutely nothing that Essex Police UK can say that will justify escorting in masked up far-left agitators to deliberately start trouble with the locals at the Bell Hotel in Epping. They then tried to cover it up. Completely banged to rights, heads must roll. Well, damn right. And let me leave you a little bit more as to what Nigel Farage has said about this whole farce. Here we go.
Have a look at this video.
If these are locals, why are they getting in a police car? What time's the next bus? You wait 15 minutes for a bus and then 3 come all along at once. Look, they're all cramming in.
This shows stand up to racism, as they're called, with Antifa, a violent, thuggish group, arriving at the train station and literally, by Essex Police, being bussed to the Bell Hotel. These were the people that caused the disturbances. These were the people that caused the riots. Essex Police caused the disturbances. What on earth were Essex Police thinking? Is it that they just hate so much ordinary residents determined to stand up for their own rights? I don't know the answer to that question. What I do know is what Essex Police have done here is absolutely disgraceful. One of the most extraordinary acts I've seen from the police force in my lifetime. And for bussing Antifa, oh, and by the way, many of them masked protesters, for doing this, heads must roll. There is no way the Chief Constable or the Police and Crime Commissioner in Essex can stay in their posts. This is a disgrace.
Yeah, it is a disgrace. And heads definitely have to roll on this. But ultimately, with Rupert Lowe now trying to get answers to all of this, the one question that I feel needs to be answered the most is who gave the order to the police force in the first place, or who provided the permission that allowed them to literally bus in far-left Antifa protesters to go up against fathers, mothers and children that are voicing their legitimate issues when it comes to these illegal immigrant hotels. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, and unfortunately with the state of the UK at the moment, there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alternerd tribe here at YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you're following me at Steph Alternerd. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever. Who do you think instructed the police to tell them you must transport far-left Antifa protesters to Epping for them to counter-protest against the mothers, fathers and children there? Who do you think gave that order? Whatever you think, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I appreciate all your faces. And until the next time, you guys, laters.